Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. Even though it's a beautiful, warm, windy spring day out, let's go back to winter for a while. Let's go to a black canvas and do a nice winter scene. And we'll call this one Moon Mountains. So sit back and relax and enjoy this episode of Relaxation Oil Painting. Well, hello friends. Thank you so much for joining me today on this episode of Relaxation Oil Painting. As you can see, I have a black canvas today, something different, and it's a widescreen canvas. I like these, they're like a large television. It's about 15 inches by about 30 inches. As you can see, I have Bob Ross going in the background as inspiration. As I say in most of my videos, I'm no Bob Ross. I'm just a hobbyist who likes to paint. And I thank you so much for joining me today. So sit back, get a drink, relax. I don't know what I'm going to paint today. I'm just going to free flow. But I do know it's going to be a winterscape. So I have very limited colors on my palette today, as you can see. Just a little bit of different shades of blue, some black, white, little alizarin crimson, little sap green. So we'll see what we can get with such a limited amount of color today. I'm actually out of several colors and I ordered them, so they'll be in next week. So let's get started here. I'm going to take a little titanium white on the brush. This is a 2-inch brush and I'm just going to see what we come up with here. Let's start into the sky, adding some color. I don't think this painting will take us too particularly long. And from here I'm just going to add in my sky here, leaving some colors and some black spaces. Basically I'm just staining the canvas with color. And as it gets wider, of course, it gets darker up here. I don't want to have too much light up in the sky. That quick, we have something going on here. And I'm just going to take this and start to blend a little bit. Again, I'm just staining the canvas with color. But these black canvases are so beautiful, the way that they pick up the color from underneath. And just by adding a little bit of white, you can get really dramatic night skies here. And I'm just smoothing out some of the lines I made. Now I apologize if I have any light streaks. I have a light here, as you can see, this bar light, which I have to move around. But this bar light keeps the studio lights from blinding me too much, and that's often why I wear a cap. I don't like baseball hats, but I'm wearing one because it keeps the light out of my old eyes. So this I may move on occasion, so I apologize if there's glare there. But I kind of need that to see what I'm doing from my perspective. Okay, going in from there, I'm going to clean this brush off. And I'm just using some paint thinner. Odorless paint thinner, that's important. If you want your wife or girlfriend to stay around, you better use odorless paint thinner because the odorless in itself is quite smelly. And I'm banging off the excess in a trash can I have over here with a bag in it. And then, as Bob would say, beat the devil out of it. I'm just cleaning the brush off here. And these 2-inch brushes can do amazing things. So getting back to my palette, Let's actually go in and take a smaller fan brush. Take one of these. And I'm going to pick up some black. A little bit of Prussian blue. A little phthalo blue. I want a pretty dark color here. Create a little bit of clouds in the sky. So let's see if we can create some darkness here. And I'm just making circular motions here. And creating some clouds coming across. That line shows up nicely against the white and blue background there. Just let it free flow, making circular motions. These skies tend to be much more interesting than just a boring kind of plain blue sky or dark sky. And forgive my hand, I have to change right to left on occasion. And I'm just putting in a couple of indications of color. Now here's the magic part. If I just take a 2-inch brush and I'm going to work in, using the corner of the brush, just working the bottom in to blend this out. Softening these bottoms of the clouds, making them blend into the night sky. Just these light motions here, very little pressure, gives tremendous depth, fluffing up the top of the clouds a little bit. And then I slowly blend these out. I don't want to kill all of the nice motion in the sky, but the more you blend this, the more it softens. Isn't that an interesting sky? Could be a storm, could be a moonlit sky, but see if I can move this light over here. We could even put a moon in if we wanted to. Here's what you could do. Let's change. See, I'm always evolving, so let's change the sky and put a moon in. So to do that, I'm going to go back to the titanium white here and load up this fan brush, and I'm going to make a brighter spot. So let's say the moon is here. Maybe the moon is here somewhere, so I'll show you what I do. I'm brightening up this area with the white, flailing this out. And then I'll go back and work this in, brightening up this part of the sky. Can you see it? So now, much brighter in the center. And very carefully, taking a little bit of white little bit of white on my finger here. And we can put a moon. Perhaps it's hiding there behind the clouds. Can you see that? So just that easily I put a moon in. Just going to diffuse it a bit. Just barely touching it. Makes it diffused, and it looks like now it's behind those clouds more. Then I can go back in with this dark fan brush I started, and we'll put some clouds going right across the bottom of the moon. Watch this. See that? So maybe these dark wispy clouds are coming through so far away in this night sky. Here's one I'm going to cut right across. Look at that. Bit haunting looking. So fun to create this stuff. And you can do this too. It doesn't take any... And I believe anyone can paint. I don't think it takes much talent. It really doesn't. It's just practice. And I'm always making mistakes. While I'm at it, I want to thank Alyssa. Alyssa from California sent me this poster. I'll put up a picture of it. And it's a Bob Ross poster, and it's a really cool saying. We don't make mistakes, we just have happy accidents. That was something that Bob made very famous in his paintings. It's a very positive statement. In life, you can look at it both ways. Everyone makes mistakes, everyone fails, we all fall down. But as Bob says in this particular style of wet on wet painting, you can fix your mistakes. Same with life. If I have trouble in life, I have the power to fix them. But it's up to me, it's not up to anyone else. So I have to take responsibility for the mistakes I make, and I have to go back and fix them. But it's a very positive message. Very positive, I like that. So thank you, Alyssa. I really appreciate the gifts that people send me, and the letters and the email questions. And yes, I said last month I would do a Q&A, and I will do that soon. I've just been very busy with work and stuff. I just had a teacher here from France who's one of my martial art teachers. So I was busy with him for a week doing a seminar and continuing my martial art education, which never stops. Okay, so that's a fairly decent, easy night sky. I'm going to move this again. Let's put that there. Get that out of the way a little bit. Now let's make a nice mountain. Let's see, the last paintings I haven't done mountains, so I'm going to get a palette knife. Let's go into a little alizarin crimson, some midnight black, Prussian blue, and just create a dark mountain color, mostly black. I want this fairly dark. I can't tell what color it is until I add white, but I know it's dark. Okay, and I draw the paint out, make a little roll of paint at the end. Let's go ahead and create some mountains. Let's see, let's put a mountain way up here, about a tall peak coming up. Another peak. Using the palette knife to just create. And again, I'm only interested in the outside edge here. Couldn't care less what happens after that, because this is all going to be diffused in a few minutes. Pulling off the excess paint and continuing this range, maybe have here. Mountain here. See all that excess paint, you want to keep the canvas free of too much paint. And maybe there's one over here. This one comes up a little. Maybe this one's far away. Again, getting rid of all that excess paint that I can. Okay, now we'll take a 2-inch brush here. And I just grab this. And I start to pull the paint in the direction of the mountain that I want to go. Softening the bottom. See that nice line there with those mountains? It's interesting. And I can just take a little bit of, watch this. Take a little bit of white on the brush. And I can come in here. Making these swirling motions. I have a hair on the canvas. Love these black canvases, the way that they make everything blend together. See how you can put this fog bank in here, this mist, ghostly mist in here. Now let's go back into the take a palette knife, a small one. Where did my big one go? Always losing stuff. Here it is. Always keep a couple rolls of paper towel at hand to clean off your tools. Let's see. Let's go in and take a little white and Prussian blue. I don't want this pure white, I want this fairly dark. Let's try this. I don't know how this will look, but it's kind of a grayish blue marbled look. And let's come in and touch a couple of highlights here. Barely touching the canvas. Where the moonlight's hitting. Just touching ever so lightly where I think that the mountains will peak here. Can you see that? Don't want to kill all the dark. And then on this side, where the light's in the middle, this will come from the right. A little bit of highlight here. On that side of that mountain. Maybe there's a touch right there. Can you see that? So that adds a nice little ridge line. And then very carefully I'll take some, I'm going to darken this a lot, almost like a dark gray. This will be the back color of the mountain. So this part will just have a touch of darkness here. Very subdued, changing the angle. Just a little bit. Most of this will be covered up. See that? And it's really hard to see, I'm sure, but it does add depth to the mountains when I change the direction. Nice. And then I just tap the bottom. Again, diffusing the bottom of the mountain here. And that easy, you have fog-covered mountains under a cold moon sky. There we go. I like that more dull. Beautiful. Isn't that nice? What part of the world could that be? You have an imagination to think where that might be? Who knows? Looks like someplace in Russia or something, or who knows. America's so beautiful. There are a lot of places in America like this too. Alaska perhaps, Washington State, maybe even Vermont. Now you could leave it like this, and a lot of people prefer this. They would just leave a very airy type of painting where they wouldn't put any detail. I'm going to go a little farther. I'm going to add a tree line, but I like the center. I'll leave that alone. So now we switch gears a little bit, keeping with the same hue. I'm going to use a fan brush, and I'm going to go into that same mountain color, that black, that blue. A little bit of sap green on this because I want to change the color just a little bit. Loading up this fan brush. A lot of paint there. And I'm going to create some trees. Let's see. I want to stick with the lay of the land. Let's have the lay of the land. I could have it coming that way or this way. Let's have it change. Let's have it come this way. So I'm cutting in these trees. This tree line. Again, I'm only interested in the top line here. I want this to look like thousands of evergreen trees. I want that even darker. That's still too light. A little more blue here. That's better. Just pulling the bottom up a little. Now I can take another fan brush using this one here that's still dirty from this, and I'm just going to use some of this bluish gray and pull up. And it makes it look like thousands of tree trunks underneath. Can you see that? Just that little nice ridge line there. Let's go back into the other one and continue our journey this way. Breaking up that line a little bit. This will be fixed in a minute. Again, I just want to get this a little bit more, and that's better. Making the trees a little more prominently sharp on the top. That's better there, yeah. Isn't that nice? I like that line with the fog. It just pushes those mountains like a mile back. And let's see, where do we go from there? Lots of good spots we can go. Let's bring some snow down. So I'm going to use white mixture here on the 2-inch brush. Check this out. Let's make a snowbank. Coming down. Maybe there's a hill coming down there. Moon is shining down. Then I take that same brush. I don't know if this will work, just taking some phthalo blue. And if I just pull this down here. Creating a little water here, perhaps. Not easy. It's like some place you could go skating with your girl at night. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Let's go back into this fan brush here and clean this up. Nice. Easy. Now watch the perspective. See how that looks weird there? So I'm going to come this way and fix the perspective. See how I did that? So now this looks more like a little pond or lake. Now take this. Let's find a palette knife, a small one. Let's take this black and the blue, same mountain color, and create a little bit of a land line here. You need this shadow at the edge. Just that little line is quite important. I have several brushes going here. Another fan brush. Pushing that pawn back. Now just by doing this I make kind of a, looks kind of like a scrub brush. I don't want that line perfect there. That's good. And this can pull down a little bit. Okay. Added more of a hill. I really want that smooth. It's pretty important. Cool. Can you see it coming together? Very slowly. Let's go back into our tree color. So the trees disappear perhaps behind this hill. Like it. Good. While we're at it, let's put a pine tree up here. Can you see that? I want it dark though. I don't want any highlight really yet to speak of. Now over here I'll put a large pine. That I'll put a little more detail into. So let's put a pine right here. Now there's a lot of paint on this mountain, so if you have trouble sticking the paint over the thicker paint, just add some touch of paint thinner to it and it'll stick. Matter of fact, I'm going to add just a touch of paint thinner. That makes a paint that sticks better. That shows up nicely. Let's put another one here, a big one. Push the mountains back. Always loading up that brush. I want this to be dark down here. See how that pushes those mountains right back? Isn't that cool? Let's put a third tree right there. Small one, maybe it's the little child of these two. Make up little stories. Have darkness come down here. I want dark here, yeah, that's it. Just blocking in color. That's it. Good. Now if you want, we can take a moment and take a fan brush, and I can add some snow to the, maybe there's snow on these pine trees. So the light's coming from there, just a touch of a highlight, just using the corner of the fan brush. That's nice, that makes it stick out. See? Think about form and shape to your tree. Where would the snow fall on the top? Ooh, that makes them pop nicely. Just a little highlight. Barely touching. Barely touching. I like that. That looks really cool. Let's do these while we're at it. Just a touch. The light against the dark is the key to perspective and making the canvas pop. Too much dark and there'll be no light. Now let's take a big brush here. Let's add some phthalo blue just to give it a nice pop of shadow here. It's nice. Can you see? Taking the knife and adding a little trunk. Again, you can't see that where you're sitting, but it's there. Maybe one or two here. Let's do this right-handed. Scraping through. Then you can take the knife and just draw up. If you want some more detailed, maybe these are dead oak trees in the back. Always using our imagination. Let's put some stones in the foreground. Maybe down here we have kind of a black stony area. That's kind of nice. And over here, a couple of black stones or earth, just breaking up that banking a little bit. This is cool because this creates a texture on your canvas that you can feel later on when it dries. People are always asking me, how long does this take to dry? And the answer is about a good week, maybe even more, depending on the humidity, the heat where you live and stuff. But 7 days, 9 days, 11 days, 2 weeks. The thicker the paint, the longer to dry, of course. It's kind of neat. I like that. These are nice little details. And we go back, smooth this out. Good. And then we can create some more stones over here. Maybe there's some sort of stone thing down here. These are nice details. Put a little highlight. Perhaps where the moon's hitting it. So much nice detail there. And then you go back here and put the dark in under. See? Kind of an impressionism, isn't it? Not neat. Now by taking this 2-inch brush here, now I mix this, watch. And this kind of smooths out this bottom part. But it looks like just thousands of stones here. See how you can evolve this stuff? I love it. Maybe this comes up. Look, June pushes the trees way back. Maybe there's that ridge is there, see? Instantly pushes those 3 trees back. Maybe this comes here. Look, just that little jutting entrance. Now this goes way back. Path coming through. The details are endless. See, but that's going to make a nice texture when it dries. So now I sit back and look, see what I can go over, fix. I think I want to make some more impressions of tree trunks there. That's better. That's better. I like this little white spot here. So we have a very simple painting. Night sky, cold mountains, nice moon right there. Trees. Pine trees in the snow. Maybe that tree comes way up there. See? I like that. Maybe there's one over here too. This one comes up. See, this pine tree goes off. And then it comes on the canvas here. So I'm just using the white against the dark. See, now that looks like a pine tree on the edge. Maybe there's one here too. Maybe there's a pine here that's pure white. That one's covered with snow. Maybe there's a second here. Maybe this one goes high. Let's make this one higher. Let's put this one up. That's better. Oh, nice. See? Yeah, these white pines here, covered with snow. Let's put one more over here. Now, good. And a small one like it's going over the hill. See how they're going over the hill? Oh, that's nice. I like these little details here. Just little pieces of scrub brush and but you see the light against the dark really pops. nice. Like it. Okay. This is not hard. Anyone can do this. I hope you paint. I hope you go out and do this. I strongly encourage you to pick up a brush or a mouse if you're on the computer and to paint. Anyone can do this. Or if you're a wordsmith, write poetry. Write that novel you've always wanted to write. Create that YouTube channel you've always wanted to create. Make that movie you've always wanted to make. Sit down and write that song. Create a family. Whatever you want to do, you can do. Life is so short. Take advantage. Take advantage of it. What's given? Don't squander time. There. So many distant trees. Yes. Good. Now here's a liner brush. Here's one. Go into the paint thinner. And let's make some kind of ink here. Don't know if that'll work. Let's try it. Just taking some of this dark and making a few grasses here. In the foreground where you would see it. Can you see those on camera? Maybe not, but I'm making these little tiny, sorry if my head's in the way, these little grasses here. Cool. Okay, that's good. I like it. Very different. You can come back later and we can scrape in even more details. Again, this is your world. You take as much time as you want. I usually try to keep these around an hour long. Some cases even a half an hour, but you can go in and make these however you wish. Don't have a name for this yet, but we will title it. I want to thank you all for coming today and spending some time with me and relaxing and seeing us create a quick landscape that you can do at your house. And I want to thank you for your patience with me as I create and make mistakes and fix them and just have fun. So there you have it. Until next time, my friends, thank you for watching this episode of Relaxation Oil Painting. And don't forget to write to me if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or if you have any suggestions of future paintings. Shoot me an email and I'll try to answer you as quick as I can. And again, thank you all to the gifts that you've given, donations, all of it goes right back into the painting. I don't use this money for my own personal gain. I make plenty of money with my music. So this painting and any donations that are sent go back into buying materials so we can continue this series to hopefully inspire some younger people out there. Thank you, my friends. Until next time, you have a great day. Thanks for watching.